This video is brought to you by Grandeur Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country. Why are so many people buying Jeep Gladiator pickup trucks right now? The data is in the third quarter of 2025, sales of the Gladiator went up by 43%. We haven't tested it in a while here at TFL Truck. I haven't driven in a while, so I want to show you this one and take it for a drive and actually figure it out because I'm kind of interested in one myself. By the way, this one is in this brand new juice color, basically orange juice. Jeep spells it Joose. And this truck is not new, right? It's been around for what, 5 to 6 years, and I call it tried and true. And it's all about kind of style, ruggedness, off-roadability, but it's also a mid-size truck that has to compete against the Toyota Tacoma, the Ford Ranger, Chevy Colorado, many different really cool trucks, and a lot of them are also selling a lot. Tacoma is selling like crazy. Nissan Frontier is coming up and actually sold more trucks than the Gladiator. So this is a really tough segment, but I think nothing can beat a Jeep where you can remove the doors. So it's based, really the front section of this truck is a Jeep Wrangler, which means you have a toolkit. I'll show you inside. You can remove the doors. If you're really bold and adventurous, you could fold the windshield. Obviously this has a soft top, so you can actually pop it. It's starting to rain. It's pretty crazy, but you can have kind of a top-down experience, which is very unique. You can't do that in the Tacoma or any of the other pickup trucks I mentioned. Everything is not perfect though, because, and that's kind of why it's not in the top 3 of best sellers in the midsize segment. Starting with the bed. The bed is about 5 feet long, but there's another small issue here. Some of my luggage is here. The bed is a little shallow. So if you could see the floor to top is not as tall or deep as many other trucks, but I can reach in. So it's good and bad. So it's kind of easy to get stuff in and out, easy to reach in. But if you're using it to carry all your gear, maybe you want a tiny camper shell in here, that could be an issue because it's not super deep or very long. And this is the only length that you get. You don't get like a longer bed version or a shorter cab version like you might be able to get in some of the other vehicles. Although the crew cab 4-door configuration is the most popular. Talk about utility. So towing, of course it is equipped with a hitch and wiring. Many different models tow 6,000 pounds like this. This is a wheelies version of the Gladiator. But if you equip a Sport with a special package, tow package, you could tow up to 7,700 pounds. And this truck is long, 137 inch wheelbase, which means the breakover angle on this truck is not the best, but it does have a rock rail here and protection underneath. So as it starts to rain, let's jump inside. Trust me, under here is a V6. It's been here for many years and it's still there. All right, let's jump inside as the rain kind of increases. So recently they've updated the interior, which is a really cool thing. And by the way, this truck's been around for a while, so it's kind of tried and true. A lot of fans of pickup trucks like that. Let me start the engine. And we can close the doors. I can also get my seatbelt on. If you're worried about brand new technology like turbocharged engines, don't worry, don't be worried. And also, our friends at Grandeur Warranty can help out. They offer factory-backed extended warranties, not kind of fly-by-night situation. Factory-backed, you could save some money. We actually have Grandeur extended warranty on a couple of our vehicles, including our car, the Corvette C8 that we recently purchased for the studio for long-term testing. And we already saved money. So check them out using the link in the description below. when the factory warranty runs out and you want to keep this truck for a longer period of time, that's when Grainger warranty can really help out. Recently they refreshed the interior, so you have a bigger screen here. Let me turn up the light in here a little bit, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. We don't have a lot of light in here, and I don't want to open the top since it's raining right now. But I kind of like, so once again, there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. I like how upright I'm sitting, and I have a mile of headroom. There's this bar, but it doesn't bother me. The back, actually I might be able to, let me see, let me get comfortable. I might be able to sit behind myself really quick. Let me show you. So not a humongous amount of space, but I'm a pretty tall dude, almost 6'3". So once again, lots of space and some knee room. So I think on space, this actually is okay. But some people complain that you're kind of sitting too close to the dashboard. It's really uncomfortable, or the visibility is poor. I disagree. I kind of like this sitting position, where you're kind of sitting a little bit closer. And I feel good, like I can stretch my legs. I don't feel like I have to be worried about passengers in the back. This wheelies has a few options, and we have to talk about price. We have a rear locking differential, off-road mode, of course power windows, auxiliary switches so you could add lights, or maybe even a winch if you wanted to replace the front bumper. We have a lot of power, USB-C, Type-C, Type-A, 12 volt, lots of really great accessible switches and buttons, and of course the screen here. It's okay, maybe not the best and the quickest system in the world, but I think it's quite adequate, quite nice. This is also equipped with a convenience package with heated steering wheel, heated seats. You could see it right there. So I think value is important. I think that's maybe why they're selling more and more of these Gladiators. Let's take it for a drive. By the way, fuel efficiency, I'm getting about 19 and a half, and I've been sitting here for a while with the engine running. So you can get up to about 21, 22 on the highway. So it's actually not that much worse than many other turbocharged competitors of this truck. So let's start driving. Of course, this is not an off-road test. I wish it was. This is equipped with Firestone Destination tires. They're really knobby, and they're 32-inch in diameter. You could also get, of course, the Rubicon version and the Mojave version of this truck, and those have larger tires slightly and a lot more gear. Like, for example, the Rubicon has a front locking differential, disconnectable front sway bar, but those are more expensive. I think this Wheelies edition, it's kind of in the middle of the road. Let's see, I might need to make a Michigan left, which means I have to go right and then go left. It's kind of in the middle of the road. This one starts at about $45,000. And actually, if it was that would be a screaming deal, because you get 4x4 always. There's no two-wheel drive version. You get, like I said, oh, by the way, here's my toolkit. So easy, so accessible. You can use it to remove your doors, help to remove your top if you have a hard top. If that was 45 grand, that would be an amazing deal. But like you saw, there's a tonneau cover here. There's several different options. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. So the way you see it here, it's quite a bit more than that. And well, I'll just tell you, this sticker price on this guy, including $1,995 destination charge, is 55 grand. At 55 grand, it becomes less of attractive proposition, I would say, because for 57 grand, you may be able to find a Ford Ranger Raptor, which is one of our most favorite mid-size trucks. Ranger Raptor offers way more horsepower. This has 285. Ranger Raptor offers like over 400 horsepower. And front rear lockers, 33-inch tall tires, and a lot of utility as well. So I would say if this was under 50 grand and closer to 45, which it can be, you just have to be diligent and not choose all the options, then it would be a really, really attractive option for a person like me who lives in Colorado. We have mountains nearby, and I want to kind of have a convertible experience in a pickup truck. I think that version would be really amazing for me. But what's not really amazing is, maybe you're noticing this already, is it's kind of loud in here. It's not just because we have a soft top. It's part of the reason. I would be actually okay with that. I also hear a lot of road noise coming through from the tires. These tires are very knobby, and maybe some of the insulation is not maybe the top-notch insulation and isolation. Also the front solid axle. So basically every other pickup truck in the segment has independent front suspension. This does not. And a lot of people really knock it down for that. I think, I mean, it's pretty modern. See, it's response. It's not an old pickup truck where you could turn the steering wheel and still go straight. So yes, it's a unique experience, but I think it's charming. I don't think, some of the bumpiness that comes through the steering and kind of the driving character of this truck, I don't think that's a bad thing. You just have to be in the right mindset. It's a little bit more rugged, a little bit more truckish. So as long as you understand that going in, I think it's going to be all good. And it's better for off-roading. A front solid axle, since both sides are connected, it can articulate better. It can kind of offer better traction in the front. So all those things are really good. It's just that breakover angle is not great at about 18.5 degrees. Of course, you could put bigger tires on it yourself, but that means spending more money. But I definitely see, I like what Jeep is doing. They're trying to offer more affordable choices. I think that's really great. And as long as they keep their eye on this, and yeah, I've been really wanting to talk about this, the powertrain, right? It's a Pentastar V6, 3.6 liter, and it's been here for decades. I mean, they've built like 5 million of these engines for most of their vehicles in their lineup for Stellantis, not just Jeep. But it would be nice to have another option. They just announced that they're canceling the 4xe plug-in hybrid. That probably had a lot of complications, maybe problems with payload. Payload is one issue that the Gladiator has had over the years, not enough payload. Towing, I think it's also important to keep it, over 6,000 pounds. But what about a V8? What about a 5.7 Hemi? That would be, I think, amazing. It would make it more expensive, but I think I would pay, if it was like $1,500 extra, I would say, heck yeah, it could be the only midsize pickup with a V8 engine. It'll make it stand out where everybody else is using, pretty much almost everybody else is using turbocharged engines, small displacement. This could have a nice V8. They're bringing that back into some other vehicles like the Ram 1500. That would be, put it over the top. But once again, keep the value in this truck. I think that's very, very important, because I remember a couple years ago seeing Gladiators at $70,000. No. I know it's a lifestyle truck per se, but that would be way too much. So let me know in the comments below, would you consider it? Would you consider this over the Ford Ranger, or the Nissan Frontier, or the Chevy Colorado, or the Toyota Tacoma. I'm not quite including the Honda in here, Honda Ridgeline, because really that's kind of an on-road vehicle. But hey, I'm still getting 19.5 mpg. So, and there's start-stop in here, so the engine is currently shut down. So it has some of those newer features. Also has adaptive cruise control on this model. So it does have a lot of modern features, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So let me know in the comments below, would you consider it? I'm actually tempted. Maybe this juice orange color is a little bit loud, but, or even maybe a Gladiator that's a couple years old. I think that could be a very attractive proposition for somebody like me. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time at oldtfl.com.